The US government says it's completed the first evacuation of its citizens from Sudan. In London, the British Foreign Office says nearly 1,900 people have been flown out of the country on 21 flights since Tuesday. Germany is launching a new monthly flat-rate public transport pass today to encourage people to use buses and trains instead of private cars to try to cut pollution. The Deutschland ticket, costing just €49, will give unlimited access to the metro system, buses and regional trains.
The banking giant HSBC has announced profits of nearly $13 billion for the first quarter, triple the figure from the year before. HSBC was helped by rising interest rates and its acquisition of the failed Silicon Valley Bank.
The Hong Kong government has slashed the number of directly elected seats on local councils from 90% to 20%. Hong Kong's chief executive said this would ensure the bodies were controlled by those loyal to Beijing.
The former MasterCard boss, Ajay Banga, has been elected as the new president of the World Bank. He's the first Indian American to head the Washington-based international financial institution. He'll begin his 5-year term in June.
The Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has arrived in South Korea to meet President Yoon Suk-yeol. It's the first visit by a Japanese leader in 12 years. The two countries have a long history of strained relations.
A star-studded concert has been held in the grounds of Windsor Castle near London to celebrate the coronation of King Charles. Lionel Richie, Katy Perry and the British band Take That performed for an audience of 20,000. Millions more watched across the world. Prince William praised his father's dedication to service. Apple's co-founder Steve Wozniak has told the BBC artificial intelligence is likely to make scammers harder to spot as it makes criminals seem more convincing. He called for regulation of the sector.
The Japanese car maker Toyota has posted full-year results that are better than expected. Analysts say this could mean the industry is overcoming the supply chain disruption that's been troubling it.
Scientists have updated the map of the human genome to include certain genetic differences in people from other backgrounds. The original map was mostly based on data from just one individual. The new version includes data from people in Africa, Asia, the Americas and Europe.
South Korea is to send a delegation to the wrecked Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan to assess its plan to discharge more than 1 million tonnes of contaminated water into the ocean. Seoul has been a strong critic of the plan, which Tokyo says is unavoidable.
The President of Ukraine has personally thanked the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak after the UK confirmed it's to send hundreds of long-range attack drones to Ukraine. Britain's promise of attack drones and air defence missiles to Kiev has led to a sharp reaction in Moscow.
In football, Barcelona have won their first Spanish League title for 4 years after beating Espanyol 4-2. Barcelona sealed La Liga for the 27th time with 4 games to play, replacing last year's champions Real Madrid.
A former senior Volkswagen executive has admitted he knew about illegal software being used to cheat on emissions tests. Cars were fitted with a device which could spot when tests were underway and then lower the amount of nitrogen oxide emitted.
The US ride-hailing app Uber has announced that teenagers will be able to order its taxis without parental consent for the first time in dozens of cities in the US and Canada. Until now, they were only allowed to request Uber rides when accompanied by an adult.
시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다.